everybody, it's Lisa Babiak, living fully balanced. I'm outside in my backyard and it's a gorgeous day, and I'm thinking about how easy it is to break promises to ourselves. Many of us, and I know I include myself in this, are we we stay accountable to our work and to our bosses, and when we say we're going to do something for somebody else, we do it, right? If we're parents, we show up for those kids at the end of practice on time. If we are a coworker and we told our coworker we're going to get that project to them by noon, we do. But when there's something like a personal goal, and I'm personal here, when there's a personal goal, we often don't keep our own word, me included. So how do we stop breaking promises to ourselves? When you've got a big goal and you've set those goals and intentions, in order to achieve them, we have to take action, right? And if you're not consistent in your action, you can't achieve that goal. And then there's that negative spiral that feels so horrible, where a lot of us get into this, well, I've never done it before, I probably can't do it now. Stop those thoughts and let's use some of these tips today. So here today, I've got 3 tips that I use personally and I share with my coaching clients to help them stay accountable to themselves, so that when they've got a goal and they want to set it and they want to achieve it, they go for it. One of the things that holds us back often is our mind, our own thoughts in our head. So, for an example, and this is a personal one that I'm currently dealing with, I've got some neck pain, and I think I've mentioned that before. And oftentimes when I'm getting ready to go out for a walk or a jog, I've got this pain in my neck, and as I'm getting my shoes tied, it's shooting, and there's tingling down my arm, and I hear myself say, you don't feel so good. Maybe you should just let it rest today. Maybe you should just lie on the couch and not go for that walk. So that's a part of my brain that is trying to protect me, but it's also giving me an excuse. When you start hearing excuses in your head and you start ruminating about, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I'm not feeling so well. I think I'm a little tired. I probably shouldn't go out for the exercise class this evening. Maybe I should just come home and lie down on the couch and watch Netflix. Not that that's bad, but if you had an intention of going out to the club and you're hearing these excuses, catch yourself. That's part of your brain. Now use the other part of your brain to get you there. So when you hear negative excuses, even if they're real, don't listen to those. Don't use logic. Recognize that it's a way to hold you back. Use your brain as your ally, meaning it can be your best friend. Your brain knows what it's going to do to feel best. I know when I go for a walk, I feel much better afterwards. And I do know how to manage my neck pain while I walk. I am supporting it in the right way. I know that. I've got great physical therapists who have educated me and encouraged me. I don't need my negative mind to guide me in a different way. I'm going to use my brain, and I encourage you to, for the first step, to use your brain as your ally, not as your enemy. When you catch yourself ruminating and making excuses, stop it and say, what else do I know about that? We are in a crazy, busy world. And I have a feeling you are going to hear yourself say, I'm too busy to go do that. Or I'm too exhausted to get up early in the morning and make my lunch. We are busy. So what? It's kind of tough love. So what? What will you do so that you can get this goal achieved? Second thing is to focus on what you can do. So going back to my neck, There is a lot that I can't do. And if I ruminated about all the things I can't do anymore, or I wish I could do better, or I wish I could do this without pain, or poor me, it's not going to change the truth. But what it will change is my motivation and my energy and my perception. So, what can I do? What can I do to move my body more, to stay with that same example? So rather than focusing on what you aren't doing, or you can't do, or you wish you could, spend all that time, all that energy focusing on what is possible. What can you do? Third thing, and it's super simple, but I think about this question when I'm in a difficult situation, or I should say a challenging, ruminating time where I'm working on making an excuse not to keep my promise to myself. Here's a question that gets me right back on track. The question is this: how will I feel when I go to bed tonight? When I rest my head on the pillow tonight, will I feel proud, happy, and at peace with this decision? If the answer is yes, I'm going for it. If the answer is no, I've got to change the direction in which I'm going. And I'm not going to have any more conversations with me. End of story. If the answer to that question is no, don't argue with it. So the question to ask yourself is, at the end of the day, will my decision move me closer to my goal or further away from my goal? When I lay my head on the pillow tonight, will I feel glad that I did this or disappointed in myself? It's as simple as that. I'm not saying it's always easy to keep the commitments we make to ourselves, but it can be simple when you narrow it down to just a few things to focus on. Don't focus on what you can't do. Don't focus on what you aren't doing. Focus on what you can do, and that will move you forward. I've got more tips to help us stay accountable to ourselves, and I'm eager to share them with you next week during the Balanced Lunch Break. So tune in next Tuesday live around noon, and we'll get more balanced living tips with me, Lisa Babiak. And if you'd like more before then, check out livingfullybalanced.com. I've got a free ebook, 7 days. I'm pulling it off of my lap right now. 7 days to living fully balanced. Lots of information there to get you started. And until then, have a great day.